Hi, and happy Thursday. This is the Knit and Purl podcast, episode 5, and the Purl is P-E-A-R-L. My name is Doris. You can find me as One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter, One Fine Design on Facebook and Etsy, and Doris M. Smith on Instagram. You can find the show notes for this podcast on the Knit and Purl, P-E-A-R-L, Doris.blogspot.com. And there is a Ravelry group. Come join us. It is the Knit and Purl podcast group. And I have thought about doing intros for new members. However, I never did intros to the people that I have already. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to introduce you to the groups, the members in my group. There are 12 and 13 counting me. I'm Doris, One Fine Cow on Ravelry. Okay, the first one is Cece Carey, who is Cece from Greenbelt, Maryland. We have Cindalyn, who is Cindy from Indianapolis, Indiana. We have, I don't know how to say this, it's Jaml Knitter, who is Lisa from Brockton, Massachusetts. And if I mess any of this up, I apologize, and please correct me. So we have Joanne Springs, who is Joanne, who is from the Knit Spin Farm podcast group, and she has the Knit Spin Farm Etsy shop. She's from Indianapolis, Indiana. And do I look like a fangirl? Sorry, I am. Okay, move along. Lisa 911, who is Lisa from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have Maya Zoe, who is Miazoe, who is Judy from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We have Orange Maid, who is Helen P. Duffin from Renfrewshire, Scotland, and she also has a podcast called the Sprightly Knitter Podcast. Thank you for coming, Helen. We have Same Old Knit, who is Jessica from Allenton, Pennsylvania. We have Shmami, who is Suzanne from Wichita, and I'm assuming that's Kansas. We have Snotestein, Snotestine, who is Shannon at Boyne City, Michigan. We have The Yarn Goes On, who is Lisa Marie from Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, and Lisa Marie won the set of stitch markers from the Craft Fail contest. And we have YVHIHA, who is Yvonne from Calix, Switzerland. Thank you guys. I so appreciate you, members of my group. And I know it's a small group and sometimes real boring and nothing happening, but thank you so much for sticking with me. Help me. I need, just help me, I'm very new at this and I don't know good topics to put up. So if you all have a thread that you want to put up, I don't mind. I really don't. I want you to. I want to get some activity in the group. And with that said, the story stash enhancement and all of that is all wrapped up in the beginning. It's all together because I would like to do a craft along for the month of June. I know it's late, there's 2 more days in May, but we have the whole month of June, do a craft along. And I'm just going to read you the rules that I have so far. I kind of want it to be like a green craft along because I'll just read the rules. You must be a member of the Knit and Purl podcast group to enter. And the craft is to be recycled or reusable materials, such as, you know, plarn, which is plastic yarn, or a t-shirt yarn, or do decoupage or something with magazine papers or newspapers or anything that is recyclable. You could do, like, what is it called? Paper mache objects, stuff like that. You know, when I first started doing stuff with recyclable materials, I just went online and I looked up, you know, ideas. I looked up how do you make plastic yarn and how do you make, you know, make bowls. What do you do with, you know, magazine pages? And I, you know, so that is the green craft along, recyclable, reusable materials. We need to do that. Beginning June 1st and after, you can have as many entries as items finished. No chatter on the contest thread. I'm looking and pointing at myself because I messed it up last time. There will be a chatter thread. The big rule is you must have fun. And if there are 50 or more entries, there will be a second prize. And we can also reopen the craft fail thread if we need to. Laugh out loud. Just follow instructions, people. You know what I mean. So the prizes, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of show you what I have. I have these two bags that I got as gifts, and they're brand new, never been used. They are from 31, which is a really awesome company. I love their bags. 31 the company was started on the premise of the virtuous woman from Proverbs 31. So 31 is the name of the company. This is a small thermal pouch. You can use it, you know, to take snacks, put a little ice thing pack in there. You can take snacks. It's a pretty big area. You can use it as a makeup kit, makeup bag. You can use it as a little lunch pail. I've got a couple medium-sized zipper pouches that I use as project bags. Whatever your heart desires, you can use it as that. Take little snacks, you know, whatever. That's the first one. The second one is like a wine bottle thermos or a soda bottle thermos or whatever. It's like a bottle thermos. And it's a thermal on the inside. It's even got the little Stay Fresh thing still in there. It's never been used. Because I like red wine, and red wine doesn't need to be chilled, so why would I need to carry this? Anyway, these two bags are the gifts, and if we have 50 or more, there's the second gift. I think that the person who wins, if it's below, their name gets picked randomly or whatever. They can choose which one they want to if we're below 50. Okay, that's that. I hope you will all join me and enjoy the process and maybe learning a new thing to do. I think it'll be fun. We have the whole month of June, so even if you don't get started or it's like too late to get anything right now, we have the whole month of June. Think about it. Please join me in this. It'll be fun. Okay, and I think you could probably use some reclaimed yarn. I think we'll say that. Reclaimed yarn is also something that we can do starting the month of June. Okay, so my stash enhancement is not like yarn, but it's stuff I got so that I could, I've been having this desire to do some more bowls and do some decoupage because I have a Mod Podge decoupage habit. And I also have a Rosie O connection if, you know, y'all can get that. She loves Rosie O'Donnell loves Mod Podge and decoupaging. So I have some Mod Podge blue, pink, yellow. I thought it'd be fun to try this because it's just like it gives a light over, you know, washing of the color. These. Some new paintbrushes for the process and some sealant. I got that. I'm a Mod Pod freak. And I know it. So anyway, on that note, let me tell you a story. Try to get this stuff put away, sorry. My Rosie O'Donnell connection. So in '96, when at the height of the Rosie O'Donnell thing, she was big trend. She had her own talk show. She was really big in the ratings. I, at the time, was working as the daycare person, after school person. And the parents would come and get their kids, and they would just say, "You remind us so much of Rosie O'Donnell. It took me a long time to figure out who it was that you reminded me of. You remind me of Rosie O'Donnell." I'm like, really? And so one Monday, I'm trying to make this short. So one Monday, one of my coworkers came to work with this newspaper clipping and said, Doris, you've got to do this. And it was a call out. Rosie O'Donnell was calling out and asking for lookalikes because she was getting ready to have a Rosie O'Donnell lookalike audience show. So I was like, okay, I had a recent picture from the daycare, so I cut that out and I got it all ready and I sent it with the little story, whatever. 2 weeks later, not 2 weeks, because this was on the 31st, and we had just a week later or something, I got this notification that I had been selected to participate in the Rosie O'Donnell show. I got this on October 31st, and the show was November 14th, sorry, 2 weeks. I'm like, what? I'm from the country. This is like a chance of a lifetime. I get to go to the show. So I was like, by any means necessary, I'm going to go. So I ended up taking a train because it was the cheapest. It was a 30-hour train trip. We had an hour layover in Chicago, and I put my stuff in a lockbox, and I went to Sears Tower because the train station's right there by the Sears Tower, and I went there. It was like cool. So this country girl got to experience the Sears Tower and the 30-hour train trip sitting next to someone who smelled like garlic all night long. And refreshing up the next morning in a little train bathroom, trying to change clothes. So, and then when I got to New York, I checked into my hotel, and I had my plans all mapped out. That I wanted to eat at the Hard Rock Cafe in New York, and take pictures, and then walk down to Times Square and see all that. I asked my cab driver who was taking me, I said, is it safe to walk down there by yourself? Oh yeah, you're safe as long as you stay with the crowd. And of course, all the cab drivers in New York are not native to New York, if you know what I mean. So, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's sometimes hard to understand what they're saying, and it's hard for them to understand what you're asking them. So I said, okay, so I went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and I'm like looking like a tourist because I'm taking pictures of stuff, and then I sit down, I order my food, and this lovely couple ladies sitting next to me started a conversation with me. And they said, we've been trying to get tickets to the Rosie O'Donnell show all day long, and we can't get tickets. And I'm like, really? I have tickets to the Rosie O'Donnell show tomorrow because I'm going to be in the lookalike audience show. And they said, oh, darn it. We thought you were her and we were going to get tickets. How funny is that? At that point, I was like, man, I really must look like her. I don't know. So the next day, I walked down because I made my plan that it was going to be close walking distance, less money spent because this country girl works at a daycare. I didn't have a lot of money, so we walked down to Radio City Music Hall area to the NBC Theater, stood in the window and waving at the cameras, and was on the Today Show waving. Then we proceeded to go to the Rockefeller Plaza to go into her show, and there was so funny. I didn't show you the front of my Rosie O'Donnell lookalike audience show, November 14th, 1996. So we go in, we're waiting in line probably for an hour, you know, going through security and everything. And here's what we look like. It's so funny. All of these people, all in black. We all had to wear black blazers and white shirts. And so here we are. All of us lookalikes. And this, let's see, where am I? This right here is me. That was 96. I was young, okay? I was young. And see all these people. Look at it. You should have saw the elevator with the chunky Rosie O'Donnell lookalikes stuffing into the elevator. So, and then after the show, we all were supposed to go to the, what is it? The Fashion Cafe for lunch. Well, I had to get back on the train. I didn't get to go, but I got this souvenir. So, I was on the lookalike audience show, so I have a connection with Rosie O'Donnell. And, you know, along with being a decoupage freak. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So shall we move along to the finished objects, which are just one. And I was a little disappointed. Remember, I worked on this last week. It's kind of wonky. And the needle that I used was too big, so we've got spacing. And it just looks kind of like, you know, just uneven and I like the fabric for something else maybe. I like the way the yarn worked up, but I used the wrong size needle and it doesn't look as good as this one. This one has got tight. I use a smaller needle, I guess, or maybe the same needle, but this is a thinner yarn. That made a difference. But this one is more pronounced. So, that's that. That's the only finished object. And I have 2 works in progress. One is a new project. So, I will go with the first one. Work in progress is my cardigan, the garter yoke baby cardigan. Got some love this week. Not as much as I would like to, because it was the holiday weekend. We had to clean up the backyard, get the pool ready, barbecue. We had the people over on Monday. It was a beautiful, wonderful day. But there was a lot of, you know, build up to it. I had to make deviled eggs, you know, the whole thing. So, but I got a goodly amount done. So, I'm going to show you. And I got to talk about it because there was a little error that might be a good thing. So, I accidentally put more stitches than was required by the pattern. So, I was like right up in here. And I should have just started the body about 2 rows back. But it's going to be a little bit bigger, which means that my little baby Sophia might be able to wear this next fall. So, and it's knit on size 4, US 4s. And out of Leading Men Fiber Arts, DK weight, in the colorway Royalty. So pretty. Like, I'm probably going to run out of yarn before I complete this project, and I have another Barocco vintage that I'm going to probably finish it with. It's a light fuchsia pink with this, I think. We'll see. We'll just see, but I think that's how I'm going to finish it. So, my own design element, so to speak. Let me see if I said, oh, this is a free pattern from Ravelry by Jennifer Hull. And this is a superwash merino. That is that. And I had a hankering to make a hitchhiker. So I bought the pattern and I found yarn that I had enough of to make my first hitchhiker. And Joanne, the Knit Spin Farm bag by Joanne. And the hitchhiker is also in a Knit Spin Farm bag by Joanne. Yes, this is my hitchhiker. And I'm knitting it on, let me get my show notes up here so I can see. Size 275, my highest. There's the highest. I don't know how I feel about them yet. I don't know. They're okay, but I don't know. Size, it's 40 inch cord, because that's how I roll. And I have 14 teeth done on my hitchhiker. This is a bot pattern on Ravelry by I spelled her name wrong. Martina Bam. And the yarn is just the acrylic, 60% acrylic, 40% nylon. It's a Barnet sock yarn. The colorway is crazy. Where is it? Let me look on there. It's called Hippie Hot. Hippie Hot. And here's the. It's got pinks and blues and greens and yellows, and it's kind of neonish. You know, I like it. I have a pair of I think my first pair of socks were knit from this yarn. So this is what was left, and this is the second ball, which I hope will be enough for a full-size hitchhiker. Looking forward to getting more done. And I'm already at the point where I have the pattern memorized. I know most of you people memorize your patterns in the first 2 teeth or something, but it took me about 13 teeth to get the pattern memorized. I think I'm really going to like it. There's what the material looks like knitted up. Okay. No, the dishcloth is still in hiatus. So that's it on the works in progress. Put that over there. So now we're going to go to the Pinterest find. Pinterest, where are you? There she is. The first one is a wine bottle bug repellent tiki torch. Now this could be, I think I purposely looked up stuff that can be, it's like a recycled project from Pinterest. Give you ideas. Okay, why is Pinterest not coming up? Why am I, here we go. Where did I put it? On, I want to do that, is what I did. Okay. It's a bug repellent tiki torch out of wine bottles. Made out of wine bottles, tiki fuel, a 3/8 washer, and a refill tiki wick. Brilliant, so much prettier than steaks. Let me get the project up. Sorry. There it is. You can never make sure that you see what I'm doing. Here's the, that's a different project. Okay, so there it is, lit. So that's a really cool reusable, recyclable project, making a tiki torch out of an empty wine bottle. You use, let me read you what you need: empty wine bottles, 2 empty wine bottles, labels removed, a small bag of river rocks from Hobby Lobby. They said it's optional. A tiki torch. I think it would be a good idea to have the rocks to weight it down, because you know it's a wine bottle. It could get knocked over. That would be bad. Okay, wine bottle, a small box of tiki torch fuel, and replacement tiki torch wicks, and a 3/8 inch washer. So you put the rocks in the bottom, then you fill it with the fuel, slide the washer through each wick, and then set it into the filled bottle. And then of course you'll let the wick get all wet, and then you light it, and you have a tiki torch to set on the table outside. Gives light and repels the bugs. And it's recycled. That's number one. This time I have a couple. A couple Pinterest and a couple stumbles, because I wanted to give some ideas for recyclables. And this is called an outdoor drink holder. I thought this would be awesome. And again, Deco podge. This would be awesome for sitting at the side of the pool when we're swimming, just kind of, because we have an above ground pool, and that we're not that hoity-toity that we have an in-ground. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we just don't have an in-ground, okay? Now I feel weird that I'm causing discomfort to somebody that has an in-ground pool. I didn't mean it that way. But we don't have an in-ground. We have above ground. So I thought that would be fun to have at the side of the pool. Upside down. Oh, darn it. Sorry. It was on, what was it on? Where did I put it? I think I put it on Want to Do That. Yes, there it is. And it gives you instructions on how to make it. You get what you need is a tin can. It's coming up. You need, they had used a Progresso soup can. You take the label off, but you try to save the label. Large can, fabric scrap, scissors, cutting board or mat, which is optional, a hammer and nail or drill with bit, Mod Podge, regular and outdoor, a sponge brush, a 1/4 to 20 inch by 36 threaded rod, 2 1/4 inch bolts, 2 large 1/4 inch washers, Gorilla Glue, and this, I guess you could call it resin. This is Envirotech Light. So you clean the can. Take the label off as best you can so that you can save it to measure the fabric. You measure the fabric, you cut some extra. I mean, it was just like, let me just kind of scan through it. You save the fabric. See what I'm saying? There you go. There you go. And then you prepare the can by poking a hole in it. Use the paint. That's the Mod Podge. You put the thing on, and then you use this to go on the inside, the sharp area. And here you go. That's painting the outside. And those are the washers that you use to, assemble the holder. And there you go, and there you go, and what is that? That's the Enviro stuff. You put it, this person said they put it on the inside to level out the inside. It's just like resin if you've ever worked with resin. And there you have it. Your drink holder. That also is a recycled material project that you can use for the June craft along. The stumbling, it's right here, and we have a tree stump chalkboard, and and then we have 10 ways to complain less and be happy. So first up, let me open this up. We have the tree stump tree stump chalkboard. It's like a Martha Stewart project, but I thought that was just gorgeous. And I think they got the tree trunk stump from, oh come on, darn it. Sorry, a lot of noise going on, dog barking. Someone came home from work, so I'm just trying to continue as if nothing's going on. So they said they got their tree trunk from Michael's. Tree rings, or in the graphic below, it says I got mine at Michael's, but you know, if you guys have some husbands that are carpenters, they can like cut you a ring. And there is gold foil paint pen and some spray. I think she used some spray paint around the edges. And Martha Stewart mint green chalk paint. And again, it just is just kind of scroll through. I think, and then you put like the thing to hang it on the back. I think it's just gorgeous. I would do this one day when I have more time to do everything that I want to do. You know how that goes, people. Okay, come on. We're done with this. Okay. I need to go back. Okay, go to my profile. Okay, profile, and let me find my 10 ways to complain less and be happy. I hope it doesn't take me long to find it. Let me do this, go back. And I tried so hard this morning to be positive, and you know, when you try really hard, then you open the refrigerator and the water bottle is empty. Things just aren't working, and you go to work and nothing is right at work. You can't find a washcloth to wash somebody's face. Here it is, finally. Sorry folks, like I said, I'm going to do my best to cut that out because that is so boring. Trying to watch me find this. But anyway, I thought this was awesome. The lady talks about it, one of her quotes from Proverbs is, instead of complaining that a rose bush is full of thorns, be happy that a thorn bush has roses. It says we all complain, even if you agree that you are the happiest person, you argue that you're the happiest person in the world, you still complain sometimes. So, I mean, you need to read this. So anyway, it says change the way you think. Determine that you're going to be happy. That's a Shay Carl thing. You make a choice to be happy in any situation that you're in. And the other one is allow yourself to vent every once in a while. Set a timer, do your venting, and then get over it. Practice yoga. Yoga is supposed to be really good to help you, focus and learn to relax and to be more mindful. Train yourself to be less judgmental. Make a list of things you're grateful for. It figures if you are, can think about what you're grateful for, you'll be less complain about the things that maybe you're not. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Accept responsibility for your own negativity and unhappiness, and make the hard decision to be happy. Take care of yourself. Get plenty of rest. Eat right. Simply ask yourself when you open your mouth, would you rather complain or be happy? Okay, so I think that was worth going through all of this to find it because it's really, really good. It's called 10 Ways to Complain Less and Be Happy, and it is by Lauren Stewart. I encourage you to read the whole article because it's very helpful. And after all of that, that is my stumble. That is my show. Thank you so much again for coming. And if you found anything of entertainment value or you enjoyed the podcast at all, please thumbs me up, subscribe to the channel, go to the Ravelry page, join me in this craft along. It would be so nice and so fun. And I think that's all I want to say. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye.